Hello everyone. How smart apps are built in minutes. We're going to talk about that, and also I'll show a demo using LangChain. Imagine building an app that thinks like ChatGPT, but in just minutes, not months. So we are going to show you in this video the secret sauce behind modern AI app creation using Azure AI Foundry and LangChain. But before we get started, please like, subscribe, share the channel, drop in a comment for any questions you need, or if anything is not clear. Also, please check out cloudmysite.com and also subscribe to the newsletter for latest cloud technology and trends. With this, let's dive in. The AI revolution is here. We are living in a time where AI isn't just for tech experts anymore. What used to take teams of developers can now be done by anyone with an idea and the right tools. LangChain and Azure AI Foundry are making this possible, especially when you're a startup founder or a marketer or just someone curious about AI. What is LangChain? LangChain is a development ecosystem that makes it as easy possible for developers to build applications that reason. The ecosystem is composed of multiple components. Most of them can be used by themselves, allowing you to pick and choose whichever components you like best. And AI Foundry, it's essentially a place where all the models you can find, all the popular ones as well. So we will go into either one of those and check it out in subsequent demo. Meet your AI Copilot. Think of LangChain as your AI assistant builder. It will connect different AI models such as ChatGPT, Mistral, or Cohere, and lets them work together. Azure AI Foundry takes care of the backend, so you don't need to worry about servers, APIs, or complicated setups. It's literally a plug-and-play for AI. Real-life examples, AI that thinks and checks itself. So here's a cool example. Let's say you want an AI to write poetry. One AI model creates the poem, and another AI checks it for bad language. They work together seamlessly like a writer and an editor. That's the magic of training AI models. You can build apps that think, create, and even review their own work. Build smarter, not harder. With LangChain and Azure AI Foundry, you can build smarter apps without breaking a sweat. You can translate languages, summarize documents, create chatbots, or some search company data using AI, all in a few simple steps. No complicated coding, just creativity. Ready to try? Let's check out the demo where you can bring your ideas to life. And you don't need to know coding or you don't need to do a PhD, just your imagination. So what we'll need for this demo, you will need an active Azure subscription. You can just go and subscribe. It's a pay-as-you-go model. Many times there are many free credits provided that should help in your initial startup. You can come to Foundry. You can search here and you will see Azure AI Foundry. And this is where you will see all the resources that we can set up. LangChain can be used in two ways. First is using the Azure AI Model Inference API, where all models deployed to Azure AI Foundry support the Model Inference API, which offers a common set of functionality that can be used for most of the models in the catalog. The benefit of this API is that since it's the same for all the models, changing from one to another is as simple as changing the model deployment being used. No further changes are required in the code. So we are going to show you in the demo what extensions you require, which is LangChain Azure AI. Or the second one is to use LangChain is you could use the model provider specific API, where some models like OpenAI, Cohere, or Mistral, they offer their own set of APIs and extensions for LangChain. Those extensions might include specific functionalities that the models support and hence are suitable if you want to exploit them. When working with LangChain, install the extension specific for the model you want to use. Similarly, LangChain OpenAI or LangChain Cohere. So here in this tutorial, we are going to show the packages using LangChain Azure AI to build applications with LangChain. We will be needing Python 3.9, Open Cloud Shell. You can come to this in portal, just click on this shell and it will open in the browser window itself. You don't need to install separately. Because this will have all the required software, which in this case we need Python 3.9 or higher. But if you're doing locally, where you want to use your own Bash or PowerShell, and you will need to install Azure CLI, Easy CLI, as well as Python 3.9 or higher to perform the next steps. But what we will do is we are going to be installing first LangChain. This is a Python package that we can install it, LangChain. Okay, I get this error. Could not install due to permission denied. Okay, so let's try this option. What it is saying to use the user, because need to fix this error to be able to proceed. Okay, now it installed by passing the user. This is the dependency resolver. It's just saying Ansible, which we can ignore, but LangChain is installed. Now we also need to install the LangChain Azure -AI. This is the command where we are saying pip install --user LangChain Azure -AI. Okay, so LangChain Azure AI also is installed. Now we need to configure the environment, because to use the LLMs deployed in Azure AI Foundry, we need the endpoint and credentials to connect to it. Okay, so first we need to sign into the Azure AI Foundry and sign in with your Azure account. You must have an Azure subscription. Now we need to create a new project. So for that, click create a resource. And this is where you need to choose your subscription. You can choose any resource group. Let me just create a new one. LangChain, I'll give the resource group name and give the name of the AI Foundry resource. In this case, I'll just give it LangChain. US East is fine. And this is the project name that we need to give. I'll just give LangChain demo app. You can give, just review the policy, click next. Network, for now I'll just leave it all networks. You can do, and later on, depending on your corporate or personal policies, you can select the required one. Identity, I'll choose system assigned, which is fine with me. And encryption, you could have customized key if you want, and you should always use customized keys. We have created lots of videos on the pros and cons of not choosing customized keys. Tagging if you need, and review, submit your configuration. It'll take a few seconds for this to validate, and once done, you should be able to click submit. Okay, there are a few errors. Okay, so the subdomain LangChain. So I need to change the name LangChain. Instead of LangChain, let me make it YT LangChain app. So this is the custom domain. So that is where, let me not put dashes. And this should, or let me do it Arina LangChain. I don't think there should be any subdomain with this name. Okay, so now that domain was available because it's going to create a subdomain. LangChain is a very commonly used word that was occupied. Now this deployment, it can take a few minutes. So we can resume once this deployment is complete. The deployment is complete. Let's go to the resource. Now here you could also click go to the Azure AI Foundry portal. Okay, I see this error. Let me click fix me to give the principal. Okay, so the principal is permission is provided. Here you can see the different models that are available. You have DeepSeek, Sora, Grok. So what we will do is we will come to the model catalog and choose Mistral. I'll just use a chat completion, small one. Okay, this says deprecated. I can't use this one. Let me go back. Choose Mistral. Yeah, choose the small 2503. This should work. And click use this model. Agree and proceed. Click deploy. So it'll take a few minutes. Open the terminal. Click editor. And click confirm, and this is the open editor. If you do, you can see the editor. So you will have both windows, and this is available in the classic. Now I need to export the endpoint that I can get from the Foundry. This is the endpoint for the Mistral Small. Copy this URL and paste here. And only keep 10 models. You don't need the rest of it. And just give the / hit enter. And now we need to also export the Azure inference credential, which is the API key. Click the key and paste. Click enter. This is the code. And let me save this file as demo LangChain Azure.py. This is where using LangChain, instead of using the models endpoint, we will stitch it together. So we are going to have all the output. So we are going to be calling the model, initializing the model with the required endpoint. The model name I need to change to be Mistral Small. And this is the following translation I'm giving. And I'm saying to invoke in French. You translate and give the output in French. It's a pretty simple one. But once I do this in LangChain, I can change the output of multi-word models. Say one is to process, one is the other one, and I could have it complete. Let's try running this. I ran this simple code where I'm translating from English to French, and it is giving me the output as well. And this is all using LangChain API, the LangChain libraries, instead of the endpoint of the LLM provider, in this case Mistral. I could have more models added to make a chain of the output, and that is the concept of the LangChain. If you go to langchain.com, you will see the tutorials that we can use the tracing capabilities in AI Foundry by creating a tracer. So logs are going to be stored in Azure Application Insights, and they can be queried at any time using Azure Monitor or AI Foundry portal. Each AI hub will have an Azure Application Insight associated with it. Click on Tracing, create new, and give it LangChain, or any name that you prefer. And these are the default subscription that it will be creating in. Click Create. It will create a new application in Insight for tracing. Because observability is very important. In the code that we have, we can add these parameters. The OS is already added. I can add this connection. This is the instrumentation key, and other information as part of the connection string will be required. We can add the following code snippet. Yeah, this is the editor, but this all code is going to be available in the blog. You can explore it out. But what here I have added from the AI projects, I'm having the client, as well as here I have put the connection string. Now this is what I need to change. This connection string will be this particular. Now let us try running it and see if any issues. This is just for the tracing. And you see this time it's a little faster. But now, because of this code, Application Insights will be able to get the telemetry information as well. Now, our Application Performance Manager, where you can do end-to-end traceability. So within using LangChain and using Azure AI setup, this is the Application Insight we had created, the resource. You can click, let's see if we are getting some data. And application dashboard. So as of now, there is not much data. I think it should start coming up if we send a few more requests. Okay, now we saw that how LangChain works. The API is required. And if you want, you can also enable tracing by setting up application insights and incorporating open telemetry and a few lines of code. I won't get into detail of that today, but you can check out how to do it. Now, we need to also delete the resources because we don't want it running and we got additional charges. So click on the AI Foundry resources and you can click Manage Resource, select the project that you had, the name you had given, and click the Delete Project. You can expand it just to ensure, and you can do it from here. It'll take a few minutes to delete. And now with this done, click on All Resources, and there shouldn't be any resources with your project deleted. With this, please like, subscribe, share our channel, and also subscribe to our newsletter. Thank you and have a good day.